Golf is back and it's time to get the preparation ready for next year. So today I'm going to show you exactly everything that I'm going to be doing during my days throughout the winter months. Let's get stuck in. This is Nick Does Golf. Hey golfers, and welcome back to my channel Nick Does Golf. Great to have you here for this one. If you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below for me. Really appreciate the support, and I can deliver so much more free content for you if you keep watching these videos. So as of last week, golf is officially back, along with lots of other outdoor sports, which is brilliant news because people need to stay active, especially during the winter months, because it's so easy just to sit indoors and watch those pounds pile on. Keeping yourself active is very important, especially when there's a deadly virus going around. So it's been a couple of days now, and this is the first real time that I've been able to sort of combine everything that I want to do during a day to be able to get myself into the condition that I want to, ready for next year to give it a go. Now we're going straight to the gym. It's lower body day. We're going to start building some power up. Let's go. Quick jumper change and the protein. Let's go. So as you can see, there is a lot of power movements in there, both body weight and with weights as well. These are super effective, especially if you want to gain more distance and also have a little bit more control over your swing. I didn't go overboard with the weights that I was using because there's no need for that. You're trying to gain power and you're trying to make sure that you're as stable as possible throughout the whole of the movement. If the weight is too heavy, you might not be able to do either of these and you might cause yourself an injury. The lower half of your body is the main engine room for your golf swing. This is where all the power comes from because it starts from the ground up. You might have heard this from many different people out in the golfing world, especially within the golfing fitness world. The good players use the ground a hell of a lot to create as much speed and as much power as possible. This is something that you need to do. So adding exercises like this is certainly going to help. Making sure that the exercises are specific to you and your goals is very important. You want to make sure that you can sort of limit the problem areas that you have and your weaknesses so you can get those up to a decent standard, and also your strengths. So it could be, for example, power in your upper body. You want to make sure that you can maintain this as best you can and get everything sort of in the same ballpark. This is certainly going to help you with your golf swing, and you'll certainly see that in the results that get produced by this. Also making sure that you adapt the exercises to suit you, and also whether you want to see progression, because say for example you take a squat, you might just do it with your normal body weight and then you might add weight into that, or you might add another exercise. This is progression, and you need to be able to do this in order to see yourself progress throughout the whole of the program that you're doing. But remember, adding resistance isn't everything. It's all about your technique and your form. If you can get this right, then you can start to add other things in. But resistance isn't everything. A common question that I get asked is, if you're a complete novice to the whole fitness world, you might be overweight for example, how do I go about doing this? Do I just go straight into the golf specific stuff? Well, you could do, but you'd probably be better off going and sorting your general fitness out and starting there. As soon as you get your general fitness up to a decent standard, then you can make your training more specific, and then you'll certainly reap the rewards of the things that you've done right at the start when you're going to do that goal specific stuff. Another common question that I get asked is, do I need to do cardio as well as weights, or vice versa? Do I need to do other things to add in to that program whilst I'm doing my fitness? Well, to be honest, it's totally up to you, but what I would recommend is, say for example you are slightly overweight, it might be worth you adding in more cardio sessions than you would weight sessions, because you need to get that weight down in order for you to progress and see what you're doing with the weights is going to be beneficial for you. And also vice versa. Say if you're a little bit skinnier and you are struggling to put a little bit of size on, maybe up the amount of weight sessions that you do and decrease the amount of cardio that you're doing. This is certainly going to have a great effect on your golf game and also your general fitness and strength and conditioning. So if you were to ask me what my 3 best tips are for starting golf fitness, any sort of training, it would certainly be 1, get a specific program, so whether that means that you do get a specific trainer to help you along with that and guide you, whether it's your technique and form. If you're a complete novice, you need to do that because you need to know exactly what you're doing it for and the reasons behind that. Tip number 2 is to focus on the areas that you are most weakest at, so whether it's your flexibility, your lower body strength isn't up to speed, focus on those a little bit more than you would. Don't neglect the bits that are strong. You need to maintain that and up your strength with that as you go, but provide a little bit more focus on the areas that you are weakest at. And my 3rd and final tip is to make sure that you enjoy what you're doing. Fitness is one of those, you either love it or you hate it, and you need to make sure that you're doing the first one out of those, loving it and what you're doing. You can see the progression by what you're doing each week as you go. This is very, very important. So if you find exercises that you are doing that you like doing, also if you have a trainer that actually motivates you to do these things, this is certainly going to help with your enjoyment with what you're doing in the gym, and this is massive. Here is the workout that I did today. So lower body, absolutely hammered it. Some compound movements in there, really just trying to build up that strong base of the lower body. The golf swing starts with the lower body. That's where all your power begins from, the ground upwards. You've heard that phrase probably. So you need to start making sure that you are strong in those areas, and that's exactly what I'm doing. But I always make sure that my form is correct and the technique is as precise as I can make it. There's no point lumping on the weight, because you're going to cause yourself an injury, number 1, and number 2, it's going to inhibit things that might affect your golf swing, and you don't want this. So I'm really pleased with the progression that I've made throughout the last week or so. Obviously I've been doing things prior to that whilst we were in lockdown here in England, but just making sure that I'm always looking forward to that long-term goal, making sure that I'm 100% ready and knowing full well in myself that I could not have done any more. So taking that forwards to when the golf season first starts, that is what I'm going to be striving towards and making sure that I'm in the best condition that I can. Today's lower body exercises were really hard and really demanding. I am aching so much, but I know that it's going to be worth it. So golfers, make sure you get to it. This is certainly going to benefit your golf and yourself. Guys, if you've liked that video, give it a thumbs up and hit the like button, ding, and leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say about what I'm currently doing, whether you are doing something very similar or you really want to try it out and get yourself fit and ready for next year. Also, like I said at the top of the video, make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't done so already, so you can keep an eye on my progress, and you can also check out loads of other cool content that I'm going to be producing and the videos that I've already done and uploaded, so make sure you do that. Along with that, check out my social media platforms. I'm on Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. It is @NickDoesGolf, so make sure you follow that to keep up to date with everything that I'm doing. Interact with me, message me, you know the score. I hope you found that insightful. Make sure you tune in to part 2 very, very soon. See you later.
We rise up from the dust and clear my throat.